Hi, this is Mike Myers from Revenue Performance Group, and today we're talking about selling in two. And we're outside today because I really want to give you hopefully a fresh perspective on money. Now, in terms of money, I hear a lot of salespeople complain that they lose at the competition because they're cheaper. And we're going to deal with that today, maybe give you a couple tips around that. But before we get there, if you think about the specific example, my wife loves purses from the Coach store. And you think about it, you go to the Coach store, the purses start at $200, $300, $400 and up. Or if you go to Target, you can find millions of purses for $25. So why does my wife prefer the Coach store versus Target? There's a perceived value. So in terms of understanding that for our product or service, we need to look at the same thing. So two quick tips in terms of when we talk about money. Number one is remember that you need to talk about money throughout the sales process. And you need to differentiate your product from your competition the whole way. The thing we always talk about is you cannot be perceived as better unless you're perceived as different. So if you're not differentiating throughout that process and just at the end, it's going to be much more difficult to get the sale. Number two is that you have to handle those price objections up front. For example, you say, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Prospect, you know what, we're competitive, we're never going to be the lowest price. Be proud of the value proposition you bring to the table. And you need to reinforce that, again, throughout the process. Much of it is your mindset. Your mindset's going to be key. Remember, invest versus cost. It doesn't matter how much your product costs, it's how much someone will invest to solve the problem. That's going to be key. If someone says they went with the competition because they were cheaper, remember you've been outsold. It's they believe they can get the same thing for less. That's your job. Good selling.